It seems like you're upset, so yeah, I'm gonna go with Korean Zombie.
Korean Zombie getting the step up. That's awesome.
Alexander. Talking about this, maybe did Korean Zombie.
I think Volkanovski.
Alexander Volkanovski versus Chan Sung Jung akan turun di UFC 273 yang akan digelar pada hari Minggu tanggal 10 April tahun 2022 dalam pertarungan kejuaraan kelas bulu UFC. Juara bertahan kelas bulu UFC, Alexander Volkanovski sedang dalam 20 kemenangan beruntun yang menakjubkan setelah mengalahkan Brian Ortega di UFC 266. Chan Sung Jung juga mendominasi Dan Aige dalam penampilan UFC terakhirnya pada bulan Juni, dan kini saatnya ia membuktikan setelah menggantikan Max Holloway yang cedera. Volkanovski awalnya dipesan untuk melawan mantan juara Max Holloway di UFC 272 sebelum petarung Hawaii itu mundur dari perencanaan. Ini akan menjadi pertahanan gelar yang ketiga kalinya bagi Volkanovski setelah memegang sabuknya melawan Holloway dan Brian Ortega. Chan Sung Jung akan menantang sabuk itu untuk kedua kalinya setelah pertarungan gelar pertamanya melawan Jose Aldo yang mengalami kekalahan pada tahun 2013. Alexander Volkanovski tampak tak terbendung sejak mencopot Max Holloway pada tahun 2019. Petarung Australia itu kembali mengalahkan Holloway dan mendominasi Brian Ortega dalam mempertahankan gelar terakhirnya. Volkanovski dengan rekor 10-0 di UFC dan hanya sekali kalah dalam karirnya, terhitung hampir dari 9 tahun yang lalu. Dan Chan Sung Jung akan berjuang untuk gelar kelas bulu UFC lagi lebih dari 8 tahun sejak menantang Jose Aldo di UFC 163. Zombie Korea telah memenangkan 3 dari 4 pertarungan terakhirnya, termasuk penghentian putaran pertama yang mengesankan melawan Renato Moicano dan Frankie Edgar. Alexander Volkanovski dan Chan Sung Jung sangat serasi dalam hal ketinggian dan jangkauan, dan mereka juga memiliki jumlah pertarungan profesional yang sama jumlahnya. Salah satu perbedaan utama dalam statistik adalah output yang tampak mencolok dari masing-masing mereka. Volkanovski mendarat pada tingkat yang mengesankan dari 6,42 serangan signifikan per menit, sementara Korea Zombie baru menoreh tingkat 4,0. Volkanovski juga mendaratkan 2 kali lipat jumlah takedown per 15 menit dengan nilai statistik 1,77. Sedangkan Zombie Korea baru mendaratkan 0,82. Ini menjanjikan untuk menjadi pertarungan yang fantastis, karena sejumlah alasan diantaranya adalah bahwa Alexander Volkanovski tampak tak terbendung sebagai juara 145 pound. Bahkan ketika dia terjebak dalam 2 submission terpisah oleh fenomena jiu-jitsu Brian Ortega, petarung Australia itu berhasil melepaskan diri dan membalaskannya melalui kemenangan yang fantastis. Banyak yang merasa bahwa The Korean Zombie akan memiliki daya tahan untuk menguji kesediaan peluru sang juara. Namun sebagai bahan renungan bahwa keterampilan menyerang Sung Jung juga meningkat tak terkira sejak tantangan gelar terakhirnya melawan Aldo. Para petarung UFC juga berbeda pendapat tentang potensi dari kedua petarung ini. Mereka mengulas rekam jejak dan kekuatan dari Volkanovski dan Zombie. Inilah ulasan prediksi mereka.
That's a good fight. Korean Zombie or I don't know. I'm gonna go with Korean Zombie. I'm gonna go with the upset. You know, it seems like you're upset, so yeah, I'm gonna go with Korean Zombie on that one.
Korean Zombie getting the step up. That's awesome. Super happy to see that for him. I want him to go out there and get the win, perform, and he's been doing this a very long time. He's always a fan favorite. I'm a fan of his as well. I really do hope he goes out there and puts on the best performance yet and gets the win. Volkanovski's no slouch, man. That dude is a tank and a warrior, and gutty performances like getting out of some of the submissions last fight. Absolutely insane. So respect them both, but I think I'm gonna go with Korean Zombie.
Alexander.
Volkanovski on that one. I just think maybe me and my buddy Jim were talking about this. Maybe he did Korean Zombie like 5 years ago, 4 years ago. I don't think anyone really. Maybe Max. beats Volkanovski right now, just because he really is that good.
That's a tough fight. Good matchup. I'm gonna say Zombie. He's a Iridium guy. I gotta go with Iridium on that. You know, maybe playing with my heart a little bit, but I think it's a neck and neck fight. Honestly, I think the skills are pretty even.
I think Volkanovski smashes him. You know, with the ability to take him down or not take him down, or like he has the ability to take him down and he has the ability to stop the takedown. And I don't think the Korean Zombie is going to be able to handle him on the ground. And I think probably going to end up being like a TKO finish in the third round.
Alex Volkanovski. I feel like he's good. He has a very good low center of gravity. You know, he pieced up Holloway. He's a good all around fighter, and he doesn't quit. When Brian Ortega had him in the, what was that, like a guillotine? He did not, and that's his move. He did not give up. But the Korean Zombie himself, you know how he don't give up. Remember that time where he fought what was that dude he fought? The Panther?
Rodriguez, Yair Rodriguez.
Yeah, I remember that day when I didn't get the bonus because they wanted to do some crazy spin elbow moves. So, you know, I remember the Korean Zombie. He will go out. He does not care. So I believe that's gonna be a really good fight.
It's so hard to go against Volkanovski, especially me personally. He's one of my favorite fighters. He's so good. I think he gets it done. Korean Zombie is good, but it's just different level of class, you know.
Man, I'm gonna go with Alex, man. Like, he proved everybody wrong, you know. He's defending his title. He's still winning. He beat Mike Holloway almost two times now, 3 times.
Yeah, 2 times, yeah.
Yeah, 2 times. But he proved that he's a champ, you know. And to beat him, man, it's gonna be tough, man. The guy's tough, man. He's durable. I don't know who's gonna really beat him unless I come in there, you know.
There you go. I like.
Yeah, I mean, I would take the champ, but then again, it's all styles, it's all matchups. Who lands big shots? Things happen in there, man. Small gloves, shit happens all the time. But I would lean towards the champ, but I've been wrong before, you know.
Man, I always bet against Volkanovski, and I keep coming up short. He's not gonna do it. No way, but he keeps coming up, man. I'm going to go with Volkanovski because I've been wrong so many times, even though the Korean Zombies, I'm a huge fan. And he's got the same, he's under Iridium as well. So I think Volkanovski's going to win, but I hope the Korean Zombie wins.
I like Korean Zombie, definitely.
Volkanovski by a landslide. That guy is just on another level, man. His last fight against Ortega, I was like in awe. That guy is just so prepared. You could tell he trained so hard. He was in such good shape. And yeah, I'm a huge Volkanovski fan. So yeah, he's going to win that.
Oh man, I think Volkanovski. I think I'm going to stick with the champ.
Oh man, I got to go with Volkanovski there. I know he wasn't my coach on The Ultimate Fighter, but fantastic guy. You know, still keep in touch with him from time to time. You know, text message, he always responds. Big fan of his as well. And I think that, you know, the Korean Zombies definitely had a few good wins, but I don't think it's going to be enough to beat Volkanovski, especially, you know, what he showed against Brian Ortega with his submission defense and his stand-up. You know, I don't think Korean Zombie's going to have anything.